Good morning, brothers and sisters. This is Brother G with my wife and my little girl in the back. You know, me and my wife was coming home one day and we were talking about how sometime in church, the pastor would say at the end of service, how many of you believe you are going to heaven if you die right now? And instinctively, we raise our hands and say, I'm going. But deep down, we know that we don't know. We do that because we are afraid of what people might think. When pastors do an altar call and you know that you need to go up there, but you don't because you want people to think you're all good. I was like that also, until God blessed me with a wife that pointed it out to me. And that's called being like a hypocrite. And I was. Let's be honest. Almost everybody in the church does it or did it at one time. But see, when you when you do that, you are wanting to please God. Wanting to please man than God. What I mean by that is you don't want to get right with God. You want man to think that you are right. That will lead you to hell. If you want people in this world to think you're doing all good and you're doing all right, but you know deep down in your heart you're not, you're on your way to hell. Let's put it blunt. If you know what you're doing does not line up with the word of God, but you perpetrating a fraud in this world, thinking that you are, instead of just going out and get right with God, most of us don't. Most of us just want to sit there and with our titles and everything, thinking that let people think we all good. I'm good. They don't have to know that. God knows my heart. But God put you on the authority of a person that, how can I put this? Put you on the authority of a pastor that if he asks that, God is putting on his heart to ask that. Sometimes you have to walk out on faith. Sometimes you got to show who you are. And if you're not right, don't be afraid to say, I'm not right, but God is working on me. See, God is working on us every single day. And if you more concerned about what people think than what God thinks, what that say about us? We supposed to be on this earth to please God, not man. But yet we over and over again want to please man. Whether if you know something is not going right on your job, but you're going to go along with it anyway because you don't want to be called out on it, that's pleasing man. And you know it's against God's will, but you do it anyway, that's pleasing man. And it goes on in the church and out. Yeah, people know you go to church. People know you do all these things. But they see you at work. And it don't line up. It just don't line up. So what that say? See, we supposed to be different from the world. We supposed to stand out away from the way the world goes, the way the world thinks, the way the world acts. But so many of us so-called Christians will line up with the world instead of with God because it's easier, because we don't want to be called out. We don't want to be left out. We don't want to be persecuted. That's what comes with when you're trying to do right in an evil world. As of this point in time, Satan, y'all might not like that, but Satan controls things in this world until Jesus returns. And all these things we see on television, we read in books and listen to our music, can you honestly say what you listen to and read lines up with the Word of God? I'll wait. Think about it. Does it lines up with the word of God? When you're riding along in your car and you're playing the music, does it line up with the word of God, or does it line up with man? You want people to say, oh, he got a good sound beating out of that thing. Yeah. Instead of say, ooh, he got Christian music coming out of it. That's something we all have to think about. Do we live the life that equals our faith? If your faith or your life doesn't line up with your faith, what are you doing? You pleasing man. You don't want people to call you out and say, oh, you a hypocrite, you a Bible thumper. What's wrong with that? No one, you can look on the news anywhere, no one knows when they're going to leave this earth. And if you know you're not right with God, and you're going out doing these things, and you're perpetrating a fraud, you're playing Russian roulette. See, Russian roulette, if people don't know, you take a gun, you put a bullet in the chamber, you spin it, put it to your head, and you pull the trigger. You're taking a chance whether you're going to die or not. When you're living outside of the will of God, you're taking a chance that you're going to make it through the day. There's a lot of people who leave home in the morning, don't make it back home. That's why we have to stay right, people. That's why we have to stand on the word of God. That's why we have to believe on the word of God and follow his will. If you believe that you're going to heaven, is your life lining up with your faith? Let me say that again. Is your lifestyle lining up with the faith that you have people see in you? Think about it. Something I had to think about, something I keep thinking about, because I'm not perfect. I slip, I fall, I get back up, but with the grace of God, he forgives me. He forgives you too. But don't perpetrate a fraud trying to be something or show the world something that you're not. If you're not ready, get yourself ready. That's all. Ask Jesus to come into your heart. Change your life. Because we're not promised tomorrow. You leave home today, but you might not make it home tonight. Brothers and sisters, God don't want no one to perish or go to hell. But it's up to you and I whether we go. I know this is not a uplifting, but it's truthful. This is for somebody out there. Get it right. Get it right before it's too late. This is Brother G, Sister Mary, and the little one saying be blessed.